Okay, thank you so much. We now have the principal and business leader for Chipa Tabane, Estelle Holworthy and Tsalaki Masenya. It is our only secondary school in the circle, but despite that, I think a lot of benefit was gained. And guys, you can come to the front, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mariette. My partner and I we are the best partnership in the circle. So it is a privilege to present to you the best partnership in the circle. Don't be jealous, guys, come on. So we're going to be 10 minutes. We are efficient like that. So let me start my story. My name is Estelle Holworthy. I am the founder of an organization called Regeneration Project. Now, it's a very interesting story how I ended up being part of this program. So, about 2 years ago, Nadia, now sitting right there at the back, she invited me, or actually I contacted her because my husband and I had moved to a community called Estres. And immediately, when we moved there, I encountered that there's a lot of social ills in the community, and we found school children hanging around the streets in the afternoons, while they're supposed to be in class. And when I spoke to the principals in the community to kind of address this issue, I uncovered so many problems. So I knew about Partners for Possibility because of a previous person, who was also a business leader in the program. And I contacted Nadia and I asked her, are you working in Estes? Are you doing anything with the schools there? And she said no. And that kind of started our relationship. So that was about 2 years ago. At that time, she asked me to be a partner in the program. And I said, no, I don't know. I don't think I have what it takes. Maybe it's just not the right time. And I'm so thankful I said no back then. So she asked me again last year. And this time I thought, okay, now I had started this organization, Regeneration Project. It turned out to be a lot more work than I had bargained for. And I figured I could benefit from some leadership development skills. Little did I anticipate that I would meet this amazing human being right here. It has been an absolute blessing being part of the program. So I want to run you through some of the things that I've learned. We did 3 workshops, as you've already heard: Time to Think, Flawless Consulting, and Community Building. I think some of my big takeaways from Time to Think is that we learned about the power of collaborative problem solving. We learned that when you give people the time to think for themselves, you just need to be there as a sounding board. You create a safe space for them to think. And to genuinely, with interest, be listened to. And people often come up with solutions to their own problems. And that was an incredibly powerful thing. We learned about authentic connection. That when you connect with a person and you connect to the essence of who that person is, not for what they can give to you or the benefits that they present or anything like that, not on some surface level, when you authentically connect, you open up the door to possibility. In Flawless Consulting, I learned about assertive leadership. I learned this revolutionary idea that you have the right to want. And everybody is allowed to come to the table with what they want. And you're allowed to say, this is what I want. And I also learned about the power of using my no. I learned that in a relationship, even in a business relationship, you can create the circumstances where everybody wins. In community building, I learned about co-creating solutions. And I learned that these principles that we learned in Time to Think and Flawless Consulting can be applied to a community. And that you can partner with your community, which, it's an incredibly powerful principle. In terms of the we, Tsalaki is, like I said, he is an incredible person. He's a phenomenal human being. Tsalaki is a seasoned leader, a seasoned principal. Yet when I met him, he called me my mentor. Now, I looked at this guy and I was like, really? Actually, I should probably, and I will probably be learning mostly from you. And I was right. Selaki is probably one of the most hardworking people I've ever come across in my entire life. And he does everything he does with such grace. And his commitment to excellence, it just blows my mind. I think Selaki is the first person at school, and he's the last person to leave. He works over weekends. He just works at ridiculous hours. If something needs to be done, Selaki's going to be there and he's going to get it done. So I've also learned that he leads by example. Selaki doesn't expect anything from his staff that he isn't prepared to do, and he's always leading. He's leading from the back, yes, because he's checking that no one else is left behind. He's profoundly humble, and his commitment to excellence, as I've said before, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. So I think our partnership, I've decided to reflect just on some of the softer skills that we've learned and the impacts that this program has had on me as an individual and on us as a partnership. And I think some of the themes that I would say has come through as a result of our partnership is definitely compassion, it's generosity, it's in our circle, a lot of laughter, and definitely a lot of love. So I want to say thank you very much to PFP for making this possible. I want to say thank you to our circle leader, Dr. Mariette Mayberg, who is just an excellent individual. And thank you so much, Selaki, for this opportunity to have walked this road with you. And we have only just begun, so watch this space.
Good day, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Selaki, that's my first name. Ordinarily, people will frown at you if you are prepared to share your wife. Enzio, thank you for allowing me to share you with this, or to share her with you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Ma'am Mekwa, thank you very much for having a hand in introducing us to this program. Aus Carol, I'm not sure if you are here. I met Aus Carol somewhere in 2017 in a funeral, and she invited me into the program. I refused to join because I thought it was going to be a distraction. And little did I know that it will remove all the distractions. And I immediately joined. I'm from a relatively big school, Chipa Tabane Comprehensive, recently known as Comprehensive because of the curriculum that it's offering to the community of Refilwe, with a staff complement of above 80. The school does relatively well, and partly because of PFP, we achieved the greatest results in 2019, 94.7%. And we produced several top achievers in our school. We received accolades from the Tshwane municipality, from the MEC, and from the district, and from a church in Soweto, Pastor Zondo's church. For 3 years, we've been producing some top learners, and we want to thank you for contributing that. We have been supported by various companies in the past, with Cullinan Diamond Mine being the prime sponsor, and the following programs were also taking shape. They give us like programs such as math support program. They refurbished and equipped our technical workshops that were empty at some stage, and we were able to introduce technical subjects. And yeah, next slide. I think I know that I'm a very good speaker, so you'll be taken away. and you will forget to them. So,
And you both are
yeah. So if I don't finish on time, you must know it's him because he's listening. So, our participation in the PFP Partnership Development Program has brought much needed vibrancy in the school and has contributed immensely in the way the school is run in the recent past and currently. Director, I can sit throughout this day in this meeting well assured that things are happening at school. My deputy principals are in charge, the teachers are teaching, the learners are sitting there in class. And it is partly because of this program that happened. It's happening. Our partnership as a principal and as a person, this program benefited me as follows. The reading material that was given to us as partners and members of Tshwane 12 cycle reinforced what we learned during the training, but most importantly helped me prepare for training sessions and community of practice meetings. The community of practice sessions provided much needed social learning experiences. The facilitators for the PFP modules are world class and helped change my worldview on leadership in a positive way I never imagined before joining the program. I must indicate our learning process facilitator here, Dr. Maybeck. She's a dynamic woman. In fact, she obtained her PhD while managing this cycle. And you can imagine, the cycle is doing very well, but she was able to also complete her PhD. And I'm grateful because I learned from the best. The thinking environment, the 10 components of the thinking environment by Nancy Klein, the 10 components of the thinking environment have helped me to become a better listener. It helped me to create a sense among my staff and learners alike that they will not only be listened to, but their opinions matter. I learned to listen with respect and without interruption or interrupting the speaker. Treat all with equality, put all at ease, and appreciate my staff more genuinely. And we had a big prize giving day ceremony attended by my dear partner, the handsome husband, and our leader here, Mr. Maybeck. Flawless consulting training has taught me how, as a principal, I must identify my clients. I learned about contracting as a step in consulting, the consulting process, techniques, and how to deal with difficult clients. Flawless consulting helped improve my relationship with my staff tremendously. From the community building training based on the work of Peter Block, I realized I must be aware of what I focus my attention on, and the what-if approach to solving community challenges has helped me see how I can become a solution finder rather than just a pointer of challenges and blaming everyone else for what goes wrong in the community. I had realization and meditation sessions with my leader here, Dr. Maybeck. These sessions calmed me in a way not explainable in words. I used the technique with my staff, with amazing positive feedback from many of them. The journey traveled with our coach, Dr. Maybeck, my partner, Estelle, and other cycle members has been personal, special, and fulfilling. If given another opportunity to go through the program, I will jump onto that without delay. Partners for Possibility is premised on the firm belief that any person, any principal, any school has a possibility to succeed, and that possibility is made real by its leadership development methodology, which is practical and life-oriented. My business partner has in many ways been a sounding board for me. She has been a thinking partner, a mentor, and an advisor who helped me think through what I needed to do for the improvement of our school. She never told me what to do, but she helped me think thoroughly about what I needed to do to achieve better results, whether in building improved relationships or improving school infrastructure or changing my leadership style in a positive way. You are the best. My business partner and I became so mutually beneficial to each other, and our relationship provided a much needed opportunity to be listened to. The product of our partnership has also been that we developed a partnership plan to develop the school together. I can truly say that at the center of this partnership is the school and not the principal per se. The learning community or the cycle provided a social learning opportunity and an incubator for solutions that is rarely available to principals. These relationships have meant so much to me, and I am grateful for each and every cycle member. You are great, guys. The experience of PFP and fellow cycle members will forever, or as long as I live, remain etched in my mind. I will always be indebted to the program, the LPF, and the business partner for having developed me to be humble. My director sends me, I'm not sure if you're doing it with all principals. If you're doing it with only me, I don't know why, but you're sending me a message every day saying, at the end of that message, you say, remain humble. And I've always been thankful and say, thank you for keeping me grounded. Considerate and grounded leader I am today. We had many programs and projects planned for 2020, many of which we were unable to implement due to COVID-19 lockdown, but these are a few we did manage to get done that were of benefit to the school. Estelle and I met with the SGB and the SMT where she was formally introduced, or both of us formally introduced the partnership. Our objective was to start implementing some of the new communication techniques we learned during the time to think, such as the check-in and going around the cycle, allowing everyone a chance to speak. It was a magical meeting. From the meeting, the idea of leadership camp was born. We had the leadership camp early in the year and went away for the weekend. Mopani Lodge was the venue. Mopani Lodge sponsored the venue with the help of Minier Low from this very venue, one of our fellow business leaders. Regeneration Project hosted the camp, and the camp was facilitated 2 workshops along with raw leadership. It was a beautiful workshop, I must tell you, very participative kind of a workshop. Our goal for the weekend was to strengthen the relationship between the SMT, SGBR, and the Representative Council of Learners and create cohesion among these bodies. The one workshop focused on the ownership and bringing your best self to every challenge, and the second focused on the team and building positive team dynamics. The workshop had an immediate impact, and this is evident in the team spirit prevailing among the SGB and SMT members alike. The principle of co-creation has been embedded. Development of the school's website on the Africa webpage offered by PFP. Our school, through using this platform, is developing our own website. This website will help market the school to potential donors and help in keeping the school community informed about what is going on in the school. I want to indicate that the program has also given us other opportunities because it was very difficult, Dr. Maybeck, to compress the experience of 12 months into a 10-minute presentation. However, We also having, you have just spoken to me a week ago about an exchange program with a school in Germany. And this is because of what is happening in the PFP. If somebody is sitting here a little bit skeptical about what PFP is, go, if you have a child who is a principal, go tell your child to Google PFP. It's an internationally acclaimed and award-winning program. I want to indicate. Google it as you're sitting there, you'll see what PFP is about. Emotional support program for teachers and learners. We intended one orientation. I attended one orientation workshop, and a proposal has been submitted to the SGB to enlist the services of a company that specializes in this field. Thank you. This was her idea, brainchild. The communication challenges the school is experiencing is real and more profound during this time we now live in. The idea of bulk SMS solution has been agreed upon and is implemented. This will greatly help the school keep in contact with the different school stakeholders, staff, parents, learners alike. We embarked on the painting of mobiles. We are still finishing that, and the learners are doing that. This is done by learners who decorate the mobiles by drawing different pictures on the mobile classrooms. Where are we? Are you listening, man? Yeah. Yes, and an unplanned gain came from the Imbizo organized by her. By my partner's flagship organization, Regeneration Project South Africa, which staff members from my school and learners attended. It was hosted by, what is that?
Times Square, at the Times Square.
The hotel, yeah, Times Square Hotel next to Main Lane. We benefited immensely in learning from other attendees on how to deal with challenges such as drugs and substance abuse experienced by our school, which is a real challenge in our schools these days. Thank you, partner, because you realize that if we're not dealing with this, we're not going to get education going in schools or happening. I also attended an event at Loftus with the Blue Bulls on behalf of the school, arranged by yourself, dealing with similar challenges. As you can see that picture, that is our weekend workshop, team building workshop. You can see that's one of our ex-teachers there, Mr. Mukoka, in action. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. You can see that is a. Can you go back to that one? Just go back to that one.
Sorry?
Yes. The other one. Next. Next one. Yes, that is the website for the school. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to close by saying the following. We want the new director, Dr. Kosi, not Dr. Kosi, I'm now promoting you, sir. Mr. Kosi. When the previous director left, she was fondly nicknamed the top dog. And I realized that when she left, the top dog left, another top dog took over. And he is also having his own programs, and he has enlisted the school to join an aviation or introduce an aviation subject in the school. And Londi is assisting us, and we request anyone who can help us to build that classroom, because he is saying to me, Mr. Masenya, if you don't introduce this subject, aviation, we're going to take it to the next school. And the only high school in Refilo, which is a beacon of hope for the entire community, it is that is the only high school. It's a beacon of hope. So if you have money and you are listening, you can make a contribution. And I have always said, if you want to make a change in the African child's life, you want to build the future of this country, invest in education. And I'm not apologetic about that one, and I think I will continue to say that. I want to be gracious, and thank you everyone, and thank you, Dr. Maybeck, for being this humble leader. Your approach has been cutting across cultures. She can also speak Sotho if people. She tries, and yeah, and I want to thank you, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It will be unfair if I take more than what I can bite. Thank you very much.